Winding down here. So, officially, 44 minutes and 36 seconds. You just literally made it. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't see all that. Sam, why don't you pull up, please, a little bit?
You want to put Jackie?
Not yet.
Okay.
So, what was that like?
Frustrating.
What was frustrating about it?
Not seeing the pattern.
Yeah.
Because there was one.
Yeah. Is that what you were frustrated about?
There wasn't earlier.
And then everybody took one for the team, they got blowed up.
But yet everybody still made it.
Right.
So, what did you gain from people being blown up?
Learning.
Yeah.
Learning now.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Correct. It's all right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then what'd you do after the trial and error?
Kept
We rocked
trying.
it.
Reevaluate.
Refinement.
Do you see how everything from that book just came to life right here in one exercise?
That is one noisy ass job.
I know, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry
Here,
guys.
Here,
Why don't you sit here? Or get that other one.
You could have been sitting in
Yeah,
a
now he'll be
comfortable
like
chair all
that
day.
way.
I haven't sat that much in. I don't think this is that comfortable. Oh, this
Switch
comfortable?
me?
No, I'm fine. So, what else? What was that like? What'd you like about it? What'd
We
you
all worked
learn?
together
Trying
to
to
figure
figure
it
it out.
out.
Y'all did.
Yeah.
You guys felt you did that pretty well.
Mhm.
Did anybody feel they got squished a little bit along the way? Idea-wise.
I did.
You did?
Just-
How'd that feel?
I felt it was not heard.
So what'd you do? Get louder?
Talk louder.
I love it.
That
I
worked.
love it. Who had fun with it?
It was fun.
What was fun about it?
Just solving problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's yeah. And
So-
again, hanging out.
Was the
Right.
again correct?
Yes.
How do you like the poem?
That was
That's
deep.
cool.
Was every
That
piece
was
of
it, yeah.
was every piece of information you
So-
needed in that poem?
The 45 minutes was the 3/4.
Is that you still think
Yeah.
that?
I think it was the 9 steps.
No, because they
So
wouldn't do
the-
There
nine.
were
So
none.
3/4 of a clock,
Right.
the lives
We did
you'll
eight.
have.
Pardon me?
3/4 of a clock, the lives you'll have.
9 lives.
Bam!
Yeah. 9 people.
We had 9
It's irrelevant to how many people you. I give the 9 lives to 30 people.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say you
What's
can't
that
always have
mean?
9.
I was going to say, there's
How many cats? How many lives does a cat have?
Nine.
And so I hope people get
9 attempts.
9 lives is 9 attempts.
We had 9
9
attempts because there were 9 of us.
Yeah.
So
That's what-
Phantom,
Yeah.
you thought it was 9 steps. Phantom, Phantom, and it would happen quickly. You guys went Phantom like literally when I think I had a little mental note at about 3 minutes.
You would have to go Phantom.
And 15
I mean, how would you not
Well,
know
yes and
to
no.
roll
I mean,
things out?
if you're going Phantom, and what happens when somebody says a Phantom,
It just sticks there.
everybody else jumps on board, and now it becomes the new rule.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And now nobody said it was a confirmation. We just all followed a Phantom.
How do you keep your mouth shut when people are going through this? Because
Me?
I'm like,
Me as a facilitator, knowing that
Yeah.
I'm getting better. My first couple times, I'm like, I want to be the hero and solve. I'm like, this isn't about you, Oscar. And it's like I'm used to like being that person. I'm used to being you and you and you in these kind of things, and always want to play and work hard and figure this out.
Ideas
And this is not me, and I've had to really learn to pull me back. And it's
How long did it take us to take our first step?
I think the first step happened almost at 30 minutes.
Wow, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's long.
But
See, I think when you're not.
no, wait a minute. The first one happened. You went. I think at about 20.
15 or 20.
No, it was about 22, I think, around there when you went. But then there was a whole lot more discussion after that. And then who went number 2? You went number
I
2,
went number
right?
2.
And that's when you started over here. And then Phantom on the directional, how these things were laying. You know, there was nothing spoke about that within the poem. So that was kind of interesting. How you guys feeling?
any specific, just that.
What does that look like? Some of you
something.
who said arrow? Were you saying arrow?
Me.
Okay. It is a Roman numeral number 5, but it doesn't really mean
See?
anything. But they're just a mark, and the X. Kathy was like wanting no part of that.
That's bad.
That's
But in this case, was it?
I said that from the beginning.
Especially
That's
right
You were on it the whole time about those,
Yeah, you're smart.
about that particular thing,
You were on it.
and that goes back to some stones among the maze are marked to aid your way from getting parked.
That's what I said. We need to step on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But it's amazing how, you have a ton, there's a lot of information within this poem. There's a lot of data waiting for you to solve.
I think too, the issue though is like when you're talking like a big group and we're all up there, and of course you're not talking so that everybody hears you. You're in your little mini groups or right next to you. But I think sometimes that people that have the good ideas or whatever, they're not heard because of so many, and they, like even Kelly going, well, I said that or whatever, but if you're not heard, so that's the hard part in solving it.
Every person talking at a time.
That's true.
Yes,
What's interesting-
That's hard and unrealistic at the beginning. You almost need all the brainstorm,
Yeah.
but then I think you need to, like when you should stop, when that rule is to stop and let everybody do it.
Right.
We started it, but then we lost it.
Correct.
No one, you didn't follow through.
And then some checked out, like, okay.
And that's what happens when we're not heard. Like,
Yeah.
screw it,
But doing it
I'll-
individually, that's what we
So
started
you
with
have-
you, and then somebody else punched in with you when you're not supposed to do it that way. You're supposed to say what you want. The next person's supposed to say what they want. Instead of you saying what you want and then everybody else jumping in. And that's where it just gets all miscommunicated.
That's so precise that's the sounding model. And the formality of the sounding model is each person in turn states what they would choose to do at that moment regarding the task in question. Other members listen quietly and do not comment on what has been shared. The person speaking must not allow his or her statement to be influenced by what has been said by the previous speaker. Caution. Do not let the sounding turn into a decision made by an aura of consensus. A couple times that happened. So you're right on about we started it, and then we got away from it shortly after you got blown
Yeah,
up.
I mean, it didn't even
And
go to
then-
the next person, I think, and it was like...
Correct.
It's almost like a talking stick.
Correct. Who has the floor? Then
We need one of those.
once had it been done formally,
Right,
there would have been 9 soundings.
right.
9 people stating their opinion, how they would have done it, etc. Step 2, discussion. Now, an open dialogue can begin with thoughts, opinions, and feelings being shared freely without retribution. Some people were sharing them, and then some people were saying a lot of times, I don't think that's going to work, but that's just my opinion. So that's retribution in a slight form. This value should be stated clearly at the beginning of the discussion. Caution, do not let the discussion turn into a decision made by aura of consensus. Step 3, proposal. If people agree enough discussion has occurred, it's time for a proposal. State a simple proposal clearly. Do not let anyone change your proposal, but questions and clarifications should be handled with respect and patience until a shared mental model is developed. Caution, a proposal is not a decision. Step 4, vote. Vote on the proposal as stated. Every individual present must vote clearly or vote is invalid. If consensus is reached, act on that vote. If no consensus, you will need either more discussion or a quick new proposal. So you did it at times, you got away from it, it came back a little bit, we got away from it, and we can all kind of self-reflect on how we were being in the midst of all that and who we were being. So, what else? Did you guys think you were, I kind of told you up front too that you're not necessarily out forever. But I didn't necessarily have to
I
say
feel like
that.
you just have to start trying.
And you were stating that at about 10, 12 minutes. We got to try something,
You can't just, because then it's like you're wasting time. You gotta start weeding out the.
And I think it's a fine line about going
Long
too soon or
answers.
going too long. There is something, a sweet spot kind of there in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, because you don't know what the consequences is. You don't know if you're going to be blindfolded. You didn't know if you were going to be, talk.
Correct. Correct.
Dawn was really afraid.
Landmine. Yeah.
Sorry, we're just. I mean, I think when.
This is the first group that tried to do it without stepping on him at all.
Oh, really? That was Sam's idea. That was outside the
No,
box.
nobody. Well, you.
Yeah, that
but
was
so was Jackie stating that too. That I don't think you're supposed to step on him at all.
Step on him, yeah.
And that would have been wrong.
Correct.
was
Well, it
wrong.
was. She did it.
It was wrong.
When Sam stepped, she stepped in between because she saw in her mind saw and you're thinking great thoughts.
Yeah.
All those are great
Hey,
thoughts.
that's thinking outside the box.
There was not one bad idea here, y'all. There was not one bad idea. There's what works, there's what doesn't work, and there's what works better. And you guys ultimately found the better on the last try. But you got it.
Blew you up at the end.
Yeah, but there still wasn't like, unless you had a lucky guess, there still wasn't a pattern.
No, it's just
Well, there was a pattern, it just wasn't any rhyme or
You
reason.
had to
It was
get
a
to
process
get to
of
that one, and then it
elimination.
said you had to
Is
sign.
that not a pattern?
And then it
No,
said
no,
you had
no, there isn't a rhyme or
no
reason.
pattern that
Yeah,
you could
getting
visually
straight
see.
to the.
You have to keep
Well,
trying.
it's not a pattern.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to see any
I
like
know, but I kept
visual.
looking for a
But life
stupid
isn't-
pattern.
life-
And the reality is there's an exact pattern.
Yeah.
Because
We
this
can't
road to that V was a straight pattern.
Well, it was.
And the X was the exit. The X was the exit out. And the maneuver has to happen here from this pattern of going straight.
Okay.
And that's where the decisions have to come left or right from there.
Right, because
And
you
then
could
go
have
straight.
went up to the X.
And you guys went, we blew up right,
But-
correct, and then we learned we had to go left.
But
And then we
you
came again, and then boom, we went forward, and Kathy didn't blow up. But I thought, I'm like, okay, she's gonna make it on 8 steps, and then boom, you went right and blew up.
But you said the directional, the way they were pointed had nothing to do with it.
The way these were facing, like sideways, or that was
That's why I did it
diagonal,
on
that meant
purpose.
those.
Straight into that, and then turned.
You guys were starting to make phantoms along the way these were sitting.
Right.
It's like, oh, that one, they're facing back, oh, they're facing forward. And you guys made that mean how you had to
Vehicle.
enter.
Yeah.
You made a
Are we the
phantom.
only ones who've done that?
Yeah. Well, the only ones who have spoken that language.
No, I was
Imagine,
gonna say, I
we
can't
did a
believe
lot of
anyone else
imaginary.
No,
things.
nobody has stated that these mean a direction. And I got to think back
Wow.
in the past. I'm kind of laying them down, but I don't know if I was neater in the past where I don't even know if I've done them all where they've all faced forward. But that's kind of interesting for me
See,
in the
I think
future.
if you would have had
You should
actual
really mess with
pictures
people
of
from now
rocks,
on.
would be even different.
Say again, I'm sorry?
If you actually had pictures of a stone
Or if it didn't have
with
a
the
little,
marking, I think that would have took that whole discussion out of it.
Okay.
You know, so the
It
you
was
know,
just like a.
When
Well,
you-
I called them stones.
you should make them bricks.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. You
The
could
reason
break-
these are what they are
bricks
is
down.
my mentor,
Yeah.
that's what he used. And they're easy for me to travel with,
Yeah.
you know, versus the bricks would be destroyed in 2 times, and those aren't cheap.
Yeah.
What else? You guys exhausted?
Yeah.
It was a good experience the whole 2 days.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you love most?
Just hanging out with everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And working together.
And this is so not the norm of.
Everybody's out,
We don't see
everybody's
each
out
other
there.
outside.
I love this.
Yes,
No,
we
I have a feeling you guys are going to start making some plans together.
I think
Yeah.
Kelly's-
I think this is going to be the
Well, I
impetus
think
of.
having like a common thread, which you are outside the box and you're unbiased,
An observer.
an observer, and
Yeah.
I think that helped to bring us all together. Because I think if it was one of us, it wouldn't be the same. I feel like that was needed from me
Mm-hmm.
because 25 years ago when I didn't really have a plan. I just kind of bought the place.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was Amy and I, and then I hired people one at a time. And then before you know it, I have this growing salon, and I don't have a direction. And I need direction. There's no manager school that you go to learn this stuff. You just have to figure
And,
it
and
out.
there's no reason that it should be put all on you. You have, I mean, and I tell you that, I've told you that many times, like you have Shauna to do this, you have other people that work for you, but you won't delegate. You have to assign, like, you're doing this, you're doing this.
So
Well, I think I
the
was-
fear of that from many owners is it's not going to be done correctly. It's not going to be done the way I want it.
Well, what do you
Etc.
think I need to assign though?
Hold on, let me pause.
Okay.
So in training, and we talked a little bit about this. So when all my training that I've done to have gotten me to become a strong facilitator comes with tons and tons of structure, tons and tons of practice, tons and tons of money, and years of effort to put in to get better and better. But there's a specific way we do trainings at our seminars in the past, and there's only one way ultimately people that are trainers, managers, owners, leaders, etc. know that the information shared mental model has been transferred all the way down line from the top management, middle management, bottom, newbies. But everything has to be a consistent message, this consistent language. And the only way at the top is confirmed that the bottom knows it is from this 4-step, the way we teach. So when we put people in a seminar, let's say you're coming to one of our business seminars, and I would put you in what we call the struggle phase. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna pair up with somebody, and you guys are gonna have several minutes to do a consultation. Pick A, pick B. A, raise your hand, you're A. So you're gonna go first. B, you're gonna be the client. A, you're gonna be the service provider technician. I'll give you 5-6 minutes or so, and do a consultation with them however you currently do or most likely would. That's basically how I would set it up. Great, 5 minutes, and beep. Now switch. You give her a consultation however you currently do or most likely would. We call that the struggle phase, step 1. Step 2 is the tell and show. So now you both had experience how you both do it. Was it similar? Was it different? Were some points closer? Were some points farther away? Great. I'm going to show you now how we want it done. This is how I want my blow dry done. This is how I want this haircut done. I'm going to show you. So let me show you. Here's how we do the consultation. I would pull up a chair. I'd sit eye to eye with you, belly to belly. I'd have my consultation on a clipboard. I'd have my pen in my hand, and I would ask you my specific questions, which is an entirely different experience than probably what y'all just did. I would go through my consultation, front and back, and then pause. So that's showed you. But excuse me, it's not a show tell, it's a tell show. I would tell you everything that we're going to do for the consultation first, then I would demo it. So that's the tell show phase. Then the only way we know they got it is now you do it and I observe. So now you do it with the consultation form. Here it is. Sit belly to belly, have your clipboard, mirror the body language, all these little components of it, of that particular experience. Now I witnessed you doing it in the observation phase, and in that observation phase I'll either praise and or redirect accordingly to how you did. So Donna, you really did the opening was awesome. You nailed it. The middle, you were pretty good. You kind of slipped a little. You kind of lost it at the end. So great, let's do it again. Do the top part because you kind of did that really well. But at the bottom part, I'm going to recommend that you do this, this, and this, just tweaked a little bit and you should have it. Go. You do it again. Donna, awesome. Opening great, middle great. The first part of the closing was good, but you lost it at the very end. Tighten this piece up right now. Go again. Now you did the whole thing. Donna, rock star. You nailed it. Perfect. And now I know you know. And that's the only way we at the top know that you got it down the line is because we observed you. Not me teach you. I'm going to demo how I want this done. You go do it. Donna, how'd you do it? I did great.
Right.
Okay, cool. I don't know that you did great. You said you did great. That's not a fact, that's an opinion. When I observe it, I know in my heart what was right, wrong, or indifferent along the way. And that's how we go people through the learning. And in the future, if you do want to train people, you have to have a specific training manual and model, and then you have to put in the time to work with them. Because there's a whole lot of redirection on the young people coming up on doing things either more efficiently, more effectively, working on speed over time. They're not going to be fast yet. Speed comes later. And in those processes along the way, we have to sometimes pull ourselves back from like pulling out our own hair and be that patient person. Because some people might move to a level 2 in a matter of a few months, and some people might take a year. Same thing with the guy Paul that's been there on the new talent side for 3 freaking years, and he cut great hair.
To go to heads up on.
Yeah, I would have totally done something with
the manager.
I would have done something with that manager pretty quickly to figure out what the heck was that about. So, who had fun?
Yeah.
So if you guys would, the last page of your handout is day 2 evaluation. And if I may just put something out there, we have a little more time today, and I'll just call a spade a spade. I'm going to request a little more answers than a 1 or 2 word answer. You've had time to think about it. You had a really cool full 2 days. The only way I get better is from real quality information. I don't need hot air blowing up me. I need real facts. If you have construction criticism, I'm totally open to that because that's the only way I get to exceed expectations versus meeting them.
So we're gonna read.
You gonna what?
Read
What's
this-
in the
this
evaluation?
breakdown of the evaluation. the
Page-
last page.
Page
Day
26.
two. Day 2.
Oh. No.
You have it?
It's the last page. This one ripped off.
I think that one's mine.
Okay. I didn't get one.
One
It's
what?
the very last one.
No, but I don't have it here. Wait a minute.
You didn't get an evaluation? You can have the back of mine. the window one on?
No, because I ripped it off yesterday.